We've spent the last few chapters talking about root movement by fifth, and I'm sure you're wondering if there is any other type of root movement, and I am happy to tell you that in chapter 10 we'll be talking about root movement by second. Root movement by second is simply when you have roots that are a second apart. So you have a C for this root, this is a D, that's an interval of a second, therefore it's root movement by second. Now, when you have this type of movement, then you have to follow a very specific part writing rule. And that's what we're going to take a look at in this lesson. Before we start, I just want to say that I'm going to be moving a little bit quicker with the stuff that we've already talked about, simply so we can focus on the new material. If you feel uncomfortable with any of the stuff that I'm skimming over, then by all means go back and review the stuff from the previous chapters, because I know it's difficult and can take a little bit of work to get the hang of. Without further ado, let's take a look at this. Key of C major, looking for a 1 chord. We need C, C, E, G. Let's give the soprano G, alto E, and we'll give the tenor another C. Right? Now, the next chord is a 2 chord, and the notes we need are D, D, F, A. It's very tempting when you have this root movement by second to just push everything up stepwise. For example, this C is going up to D. Well, this C could also move right up to D. This E could move up to F, and this G can move up to A. Very tempting to do that, but take a close look, and what's the problem? Okay. Remember that in this part writing that we're studying right now, the big rule is that we want to avoid parallel octaves, parallel fifths, and parallel unisons. Got them all over the place here. Here's parallel octaves, here's parallel fifths. It's a disaster as far as that's concerned. Okay? So, to avoid that, all you have to do is have the upper 3 voices move in contrary motion to the root, to the bass. So for example, in this case, the bass is moving up. Therefore, the upper 3 voices must move down. So, this soprano should move down to the F, the E should move down to D, and the C can move down to A. Everything's taken care of. All right, no parallel fifths, no parallel octaves, and we've got all the notes of the chord. Everybody's happy. Okay. Now, root movement by second, of course, does not have to be between the Roman numerals 1 and 2. It could be between 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, as long as that root movement is the interval of a second. Okay? So do some practice with this. Just remember that the upper 3 voices should move in contrary motion to the bass, and you'll be fine. All right? So do some practice, and I'll see you in a second.